So great sailing conditions for the final day of Kieler Woche, with the sea breeze coming in nice and early and building to give great racing. The Gold Fleet in the 29er Euro Cup sailed 3 races and the champions were decided. Never been a better time. So this is the first race of the day, and conditions great. Light sea breeze has come in, gets the fleet away on time, about 7 knots, 8 knots on the start line. So the early lead is with the French Le Goff and Vidor. With that narrow lead is the French duo from Nantes. Poles round also, but it's very busy at the top mark. You have to get the ley line right in there. So round the down the first run, Sobczak and Krolik leading. It's a Polish 1-2. Well, actually Goff and Vidor are still second, but the move down the run is by the second Polish team, getting more pressure down the left of the run. So you can see the leading Polish team, Sobczak and Krolik, already round the leeward gate. French down to third, nice technique, keeping the power on, and the boat moving nicely round the leeward gate. So the French duo Le Goff and Vidor in second just now. Sobczak and Krolik have a nice big lead down the final run, fighting with the other Polish team, but coming through the finish line then for the first race win of the day, and the other Polish team come through for second. So the second race of the day, very similar conditions, all about getting off the start line in good shape. Fleet splits out quite a bit, a little bit more pressure on this right side perhaps, but it is the left side is clearly a geographical advantage to going left. The French team leading around the top mark, good little lead over the Poles. Now remember, the Poles were second in the first race, they're round the top mark in second. Everything to play for down this run. So important to come round in the windward side of the boats coming upwind in clear air. So Lewandowska and Sapiasco on the left coming downwind, and really get round the French coming into the leeward gate. That it is the Poles then, second in the previous race, leading this race now. Sapiasco and Lewandowska up this second beat. Lewandowska and Sapiasco leading Thomas and Giantoni. The Poles have the French in their pockets. Just need to keep them covered. Round the top market is the Poles then, and these two have a big lead now. Here heading for the finish line is the Polish duo Lewandowska and Sapiasco. So this is the third and deciding race of the championship. Boats on the committee boat end of the line get away nicely, going nicely. A little bit more wind pressure just now, fully charged. But it's still quite even, though still you can see the main bunch is out to the middle left. Holt and Svensson already leading. It's second, Jocelyn Le Goff and Jules Vidor from Nantes. But look at the lead, already almost 60 metres down this first run. Holt and Svensson ahead of the Germans. Got the boat moving really nicely through the leeward gate. A nice consistent day so far, have the Danes. Now you see the French through the Germans at that leeward turn, and that's a key moment of the race really for Jocelyn Le Goff and Jules Vidor, who get up to second. But Holt and Svensson have a commanding lead coming around the top mark, en route to victory at this point. Final run, there's Ireland's Van Steenberg. Now they have a technical problem down the last run, but they're already 22nd. Meantime, the Danes come through the finish line to take their big race win and the overall title here in Kiel. Big delight for the Danes. Can't quite believe what they've done. In the end, the overjoyed winners are Nicholas Holt and Katja Visby Svensson from Aarhus in Denmark. So a successful final day of Kieler Woche 2023. We say Dankeschön, thank you very much, and again see you next year. All the facts, all the results, they're on kielerwoche.de.